Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang! Why is the US government selling a $2 million hip-hop album by Wu-Tang? And who bought it? Naturally, I went to Google, YouTube, no, wait, not YouTube. I went to Reddit to find out. What? No one on Reddit knows? If Reddit doesn't know, I guess I'll actually have to find out on my own. So after sleuthing around, I think I nailed who it is, and I might be the first person to put this together. My research says that it's likely a very famous person who bought it. That person, Mr. Joe Rogan. Oh man, I just gave up the goods. Now you guys already know what I spent hours researching to find out. And I told you all in the intro. Now you guys aren't gonna stick around for the rest of my video unless, how about this? I think there is a multi-billion-dollar company behind Joe Rogan using this as a ploy. That's it. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. Legendary hip-hop group, the Wu-Tang Clan, produced just one single copy of their 2015 album, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. It took 6 years to produce, and according to Wikipedia, is the most valuable record of all time. It was originally auctioned off to the highest bidder, who ended up being Martin Shkreli, aka Pharma Bro. Shkreli was a household name 5 years ago. He gained infamy for taking over a pharmaceutical company and jacking up the costs of an AIDS drug by 5,000%. And now Shkreli is serving an unrelated prison term for fraud. The US Justice Department ordered this one-of-a-kind Wu-Tang album to be sold as part of Shkreli's $7 million restitution. Attorney Peter Schoolidge negotiated the 2021 sale, and he has told the media that the buyer wants to remain anonymous for now, but will make themselves known in the next 30 to 60 days. Most of the album has never been heard by the public, except for a few minutes here and there leaked by Shkreli in 2016. And this is huge. The contract surrounding the original sale prohibits Shkreli or any future owner from releasing the album for profit until the year 2103. Sorry to say that won't be in our lifetimes. But hip-hop lovers, not all hope is lost. We may still get to hear it. So how do we know Joe Rogan bought the Wu-Tang album? First, he told us he wants to during a 2018 interview with RZA.
Bro, is there a way I could buy that off of him? For real. How dope would that look right here?
It'd be beautiful right here.
But I would release that online. Or release it with you. Or let you release. I'll buy it.
You mean for free though?
I don't give a fuck. Whatever you want.
Okay, so Joe Rogan wants to buy the album, if nothing else than to just display it in his studio. Later in that same interview with RZA, Rogan doubles down on his willingness to pay the cost so that RZA could get the music out for the fans to hear.
Maybe he sells me the box and then we release the music. I'll buy the whole thing from him and then we'll release it.
We being Joe Rogan and RZA. Okay, so Rogan wants this album, right? Well, what do we know for sure about the buyer? Not much yet, other than they want to remain anonymous for now, and that a source for the New York Times revealed that the buyer is a group of people or a company rather than an individual. That's fascinating. Remember who is coordinating the purchase of the album on behalf of the buyer. Like I mentioned, it's intellectual property attorney Peter Schoolidge. What do we know about Schoolidge? Well, besides the fact that he listened to this album as part of the sale and called it a banger, we also know he has represented RZA in previous litigation centered around this album. So Schoolidge has a previous relationship with RZA. Rogan wants to buy the album for RZA to release, and now RZA's attorney is negotiating the purchase from the government. Well, how might this release go down? How does someone release an album? A streaming service? Maybe one like Spotify, who Joe Rogan works for? Rogan just signed an estimated $100 million deal with Spotify. So Rogan has the desire to buy the album, the money to buy the album, the means to release it for free through Spotify, he has a relationship with RZA, and RZA's attorney is negotiating the purchase. Who doesn't win in this deal if it is indeed true? Spotify would love to have an exclusive rights to a top shelf hip hop album, even if they can't charge money for people to hear it. It gets the company press, and I'm sure the streaming giant has the lawyers to figure out just how to get this thing released. I don't know a single hip hop fan who wouldn't create a free Spotify account if in exchange it meant hearing this mysterious unreleased album for free. Not just in urban areas, not just in the US, but globally. This will be happening. Globally, Spotify will add 1 million free accounts seemingly overnight. And don't doubt Joe Rogan's willingness to spearhead this. Hate him or love him, the guy has become wildly successful with his persistence and creativity. So in a month, 2 months, 3 months, whenever it is, and Joe Rogan or Spotify tell the world they own Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, make sure you remember where you heard it first. I'm Skylar James. I'll see you on the next one. Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang!